So for all of history, it's always come down to the same exact discussion. Who's better, men or women? My name's Alexa Gonzalez, and here I am today with a group of panelists that are going to talk about who is better and get to the real bottom of it.
My name is Eric Contreras, and I'm from New Hampshire.
I'm Gian Fabian, and I'm from Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
My name is Giant Brown, and I'm from Bronx, New York.
My name is Raven, and I'm from Philly.
My name is Aiden, I'm from Bristol, PA.
My name is Phoebe Curry, and I'm from West Orange, New Jersey.
So let's not wait to get right back into it. So I'm going to start with the first question, which will be, so what are your thoughts on social media? Is it positive or negative?
It is. It's negative. Very much negative. I mean, like, seriously, all that people like to post is, like, negative stuff. I mean, with, like, I don't know, Facebook, there's always stuff on my news feed about, oh, this happened, or this person got beat up, or this homeless person is whatever. I don't know. But whenever I see, like, negative stuff on social media, I just make sure I unfollow the person, because I don't know. I just can't. I need to see more positive stuff. That's what kind of shapes your view on social media.
But you're already implying that there is positivity to social media. You're just saying you're getting rid of the negativity. So
Yeah.
obviously there is like a positive side.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well that's not what you said.
Yeah. I kind of want to agree with Phoebe. I think social media overall is positive, but it's just like anything else. In excess, it becomes negative. So I've noticed that a lot of people tend to use a lot of it and therefore become unproductive in their days and what they do on a daily. So I feel like social media is okay only if you use it with moderation, just like anything else, like a drug or even, water. So
Let's get into it a little bit more. Who do you think use social media more, men or women?
Women, by far.
Definitely women.
You gotta put your life out there.
I don't believe it's just
You have
women.
You have to put your life out there. You have to show you're having a great time.
That's not necessarily true. It's a platform.
Yeah, it's
you
a
use
platform.
it in the excess that you want, You share what you want to do and what you don't, and that's a decision that comes down to the individual. And I think men and women are equally at fault for oversharing or not sharing. I think it's a platform. I think it's two sides of the same coin. And you can say for every woman blogger, there are just as many fitness bloggers and all those bodybuilders. It's completely equal.
yeah, honestly, if I look at my newsfeed on Facebook, I see the same people always posting, and I see guys posting just as much as girls do. So honestly, yeah, I think it's 50-50, and it really comes down to the individual, not to the gender.
All right, so we're gonna move on from that topic to the next question. And that is gonna be, do you believe that girls mature faster than guys? Why, Raven? Why, Raven?
And just in general, I just think that we have to mature. We go to the shopping with our moms. We have to learn laundry at a young age. We have to cook at a young age. I don't think men at a young age have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I mean, some men do. I was the
Yeah.
only child, so my mom made sure she forced that upon me. But I think women do mature at a young age. I know
Yeah.
guys, we probably still laugh at farts now. So.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think definitely overall women do mature faster than men, but in terms of what responsibility you're given as a child, it depends on your culture. In other countries, the boys may have to, do the hard labor, go out, get wood, water, all that stuff. And while, the girls are taught to how to cook and clean. At least that's how it was for me when I was growing up in Mexico. But overall though, I have noticed that girls mature faster than guys.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, there are some. Don't get me wrong here, but there are also guys that have to mature a lot quicker, like myself or like us three, because we either were the oldest of 4 or we were only child. Me, in my case, I was an only child until I was 8, but I had to mature quicker. So I mean, I could definitely say though that girls do mature a lot quicker, because it's just
I think there's a lot of societal pressure in our culture for girls to mature faster. So from a societal perspective, it's just kind of given, like girls are supposed to be more mature and it's just like the expectation. But I don't know if that's always necessarily true. There's obviously exceptions to that, but there is a lot of societal pressure where like if a guy hits you, it's like, oh, he's just flirting with you and you're supposed to just take it. And then like you're supposed to learn how to cook and clean because that's your responsibility in the household. So there is like a societal like understanding, and that's different. And you can redefine like what is considered maturing, what isn't.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what everyone pretty much said. I have like two older brothers, or not older brothers. There's one older brother and then one younger brother, and they still act like they're like 12. Yeah.
You guys are a group of very level-headed individuals. I just need to say this. Like, all right, so let's change topics here. What is this? Okay, so what are your thoughts on ghosting? You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Oh man.
We just talked about maturity, right? I feel like it's very immature for somebody to go ghost. It's like, have a grown-up conversation with me. Tell me why I'm not being the right person or why you can't be in my life. I feel like that's the decency that you can do for another person.
Have you ever ghosted someone, Raven?
We're not gonna talk about that.
I will say I think I've been guilty of ghosting once or twice in my life, but like I personally don't like the whole idea around it because it just first of all it's showing that you're a terrible communicator, even though you're probably not. It's just like something you have to, I don't know, it's something you put pressure on yourself for. You just don't know if you want to, talk to someone, and then you just think, oh, then maybe if I don't say anything anymore, they'll just leave me alone. And then, I don't know, you just kind of...
I think it depends on the phase of like your relationship too. Like, you've been in a relationship for like 3 months at the very least. You owe that person a conversation because you've been talking to them for a while.
But
if you, like for me, if you've like talked for like a week, I have no problem ghosting you because I just don't feel like explaining that, like...
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I think if it, like, I don't know, sometimes I give it like a certain like limit. So like if I was talking to someone for at least, say 2 or 3 weeks, let's give it 2 weeks, and I'm not interested anymore, like I'll tell them. I can't just leave them like hanging dry and then they're gonna be...
It also depends on how well you know that person.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm very open and transparent, so like it's easy for me to tell someone, hey, I'm not interested in you anymore, I'm sorry.
So raise your hand if you've been ghosted. Raise your hand if you've ghosted someone. All right. Well, I mean, that goes back to the same conversation about social media and how people use that and stalking afterwards and I don't know.
That I have never done.
Oh, I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure you haven't. All right. So, if you and your guy are walking down the street, a girl passes you, and you notice his neck twist, what would you do? Ignore or confront? Ladies, I think this is start this one.
I'm a confrontational individual. I'd probably like, do a little nudge and just be like, really? Like I'm right here. Yeah, I'm very confrontational about that.
It's like the meme.
The guy's like, hey. And the girl's like,
are you kidding me? Yeah.
Let's turn that around though. Like if it was the other way around, if it was like a guy, like some hot guy passing by and your girl's just like looking like her neck twists, I probably would have been like, was he hot? I don't know. I joke around with her because honestly, like I'm just such a free spirit, and I don't know. I've become so much more relaxed about things. So like if I were like, if my girlfriend were to, just be like she just turns her head to see a guy that's like looks good. I'm like, so like, well, what'd you think about him? And like, 'cause I obviously knew that she looked, but I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Like I think it's okay to look at people and think, oh, they're attractive, but like when you actually start to think differently, like, oh, I think I want something with them, and that's different. I think that right there off the bat is like the start to cheating. Yeah. But like if you think someone's attractive, then find them attractive.
Yeah, no, like, and I think it's always funny, like when guys will say, oh, I'm not gay, when you ask if they're like someone's attractive. I'm like, no, you can like assess someone and be like, yeah, that's an attractive individual or not. So I agree with that.
I feel like everyone looks at people as attractive, but out of respect, I wouldn't have done it for my girl.
Yeah, like you wouldn't do the neck
Yeah.
twist. Like that's disrespectful.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
And I feel like if either a guy or girl were to catch their significant other do that, no matter what, even if you're not the jealous type, you're gonna be a little bothered because you know they're like you said, they're doing it right in front of you. That's a little bit disrespectful, and I think everyone's reaction to that will be a little different. I mean, I know I'd be like, all right, cool, that's what's up. Like, just don't get mad at me when I do it next time. But you know, it's all good. And honestly, like, but then it goes back to the same thing. Like, I think it's okay for your significant other to think that somebody else is attractive, as long as he says it's not crossing the line and going out of their way to talk to them and be more like interested in them.
Right.
Like, you know, it's okay. Like, let's not lie. Like, we think more than one person is attractive. It's just facts. So.
Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Well, before that, has anyone ever done that with their significant other in their presence?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
yeah.
well, see, but here's the thing though. I messed up because like,
Crazy.
I looked. All right, I was with my ex and like we were walking and I saw this girl. Now, she was wearing something that was really weird and I was like, what the hell? So like, I kept on looking and I thought that my girl at the time was like, she caught on to that I was looking at that girl because she was dressed really interesting, not like attractive, but just like weird, but just weird. So I thought that she got onto that's why I was looking at that person, but no.
I'm sure it sounds really
She was not happy, no.
Oh no. Abort. Too late.
Okay, so what do you think of the image pop culture has made on women being sexual objects and how it affects some people's perspective on women in general?
I'm not an object.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's just kind of hard because, I mean, I think our society's gotten a lot better about body image, but like some of the images, especially like early 2000s, like all the Victoria's Secret models, like God bless them for all the hard work that they put into their bodies and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. I think they work really hard and they're really healthy, but not everyone has a body like that. And just to have that constantly being sexualized and constantly being made like you're there to like make your guy feel good, but your guy doesn't have to do anything to like make you feel good. Like you're just supposed to like go along with that. It's just never been fair to women because it diminishes our personality and it diminishes our worth in so many other aspects.
I gotta agree with Phoebe on that. I think in the early 2000s, there's been like whenever you see a model, they're like a certain body type, and then I feel like that sort of makes women of other body types feel very insecure, which is not what you're trying to go for. But I definitely think we're doing better as a society today of opening the conversation, and also like other brands I've seen have done modeling for women of all kinds of body types, which is great. Like I definitely rep that a lot. But I definitely think we can still keep progressing with that. Because honestly, there's just this norm that everyone's stuck in about having, you know, like the nice thigh gap, curvy hips and everything. And I don't know. Nice
just to move
cheeks.
on beyond just like body image, like it's also the fact that like women were objectified. You know what I mean? Like we're more than just objects, you know what I mean? Like, and even moving beyond that, like girls are also allowed to have like sexual needs and desires, because we were very much made into these objects, like we're there just for the male gaze. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that was like our like portrayal and advertisement for so long, and just kind of moving away from that is so important because we're not just there for you to have sex with us, you know what I mean? And like men aren't the only ones who have sexual needs. Like it's just like such a multifaceted, like wrong kind of approach.
Nothing else to say after that one.
I agree with you, yeah.
Great, that one.
All right, well. So, do you guys know if you've ever gotten objectified also by a woman or a male, whatever?
Objectified.
I just want to let y'all know y'all probably have.
Yeah.
I'm seriously, like,
I don't know.
honestly, you probably have, because like people saying, like, women now have given the chance to like really actually have a chance to have sexual desires. So there is such thing as women having sexual desires. So you're definitely on the other side as as well. It's
It might
just
not be as public.
Yeah, it's public.
It's a good question. It's actually something I have to think about a little bit more. I don't know. I think Raven's right. Maybe I have been objectified in a sense, but it's kind of something I have to dig deep in my mind for. I don't know. I feel like if that were like if it would have happened, it probably would have been during high school. Those are the days where I think I look better, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we have. It's just like as guys do, we tend to be kind of oblivious to a lot of things. So
Very
maybe
true.
we just haven't noticed. I don't know if I have.
I think it's more subtle too.
Yeah. Girls do it more discreetly, if anything, man. But I mean, if I were to have been, honestly, I don't even know how to feel about it. Like either if it's negative or positive, just because it's not as much as women have been objectified. So if this is to happen to guys, I don't think it affects us much because it's not as public, like one of you said. So.
It shouldn't necessarily be that way though, because
Yeah, you're right.
especially today, I feel like a lot of different issues are being brought to the forefront of media and society, and it should be the same for both. It shouldn't be just women are like able to say, oh, like look at that guy over there, like wow, you know. It should be the same.
Yeah.
Both genders should be held to the same level of respect for each other.
Thanks.
All right. So moving on to the next question. Do you get jealous?
Do I care about the person? Like
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a significant other, just a friendship that someone else has with you, like, just the best friend has another friend, get a little jealous.
Honestly, I feel like I know there's some people out there that might say I'm not the jealous type. I don't get jealous, but that's bull crap. If you care about your significant other, if you really love them and you know care about them, you're gonna get jealous no matter what. It doesn't have to be always on small things. But I feel like, yeah, it becomes a point where like if I see my significant other doing somebody else that I think is crossing the line, then yeah, I'm gonna get jealous. Even if I'm chill and normally don't get jealous.
I'm gonna have to say, like, so I'll agree with some of what he said, but I am really not the jealous type, but I do get very jealous. There's just certain levels.
Flirt with your girl, and
There's certain levels of jealousy because I think for me, like I've had a pretty good experience with the past couple relationships I've had, where you know, there was a certain level of trust built that took away those insecurities of, oh, my girlfriend might be, you know, wanting to see other guys and everything, because I think that's a huge problem that men have in general, is that they're so insecure about their woman wanting someone else, when really, like, you just have to think, like, if she's with me, then I shouldn't have to worry. You know, there has to be a certain level of trust built. So I've had a good experience with that, and I think that's why I don't feel like I'm the jealous type much. But like, I feel like if my girlfriend were to have intentionally tried to make me jealous, then it would work.
But that's something though. What if it's like, yes, like, what if it's not your girl that's intentionally trying to flirt with somebody or doing anything with somebody, and she's obviously curving those dudes, but what if you see a dude just like trying to flirt with your girlfriend or flirting with her, even though she's like obviously not responding back, but like you wouldn't be
I'd do
bothered by that?
something.
Okay, exactly, that's what I mean.
I'd definitely do something.
That's
I'd show
what I
him
mean.
blatantly that, hey, this is my girlfriend, please go away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you would.
So ladies, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so I agree more so with Eric too. I'm definitely like the jealous type, but I try to check myself when it's like petty stuff. If that makes sense. So.
Oh, I don't usually get jealous very easily. I like that's always been a gauge for me when like a relationship, a romantic relationship is going south. The moment I start getting jealous, 'cause I'm like, oh, he's giving me reasons to get jealous. Like I'm not secure in this relationship anymore. That's usually when I'm like, I don't feel like he's loyal. I probably don't want this relationship anymore. I'm out. So like that's been kind of my thing, and like I usually notice that when it's coming to a point where I'm like, this isn't good, and I don't like where my emotions are being spent right now.
Okay, well, jealousy is a real issue. It does destroy a lot of relationships. But
I think it's all just a matter of trust. I think in society in general, like, relationships typically lack trust, and that's what's the downfall of many relationships that I see around me sometimes. It's just that, like either the guy or the girl's paranoid, and you just create problems that are just never there sometimes, typically, But I mean, I think it is an issue if one of the two parties do intentionally try to make the other, their significant other jealous, then that's a whole different ball game there. I mean, you just have to make sure that they're not trying to do that, or else you're not with the right person.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll on to the next question. I mean, jealousy, I guess, yeah. Everyone's felt it before, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. If your girl leaves the house with a scandalous outfit and sends you a pic, and you know she's going out and you're not there, how would you react?
You better trust her.
I know me personally. My personality. I'm like a total dad. I just go into dad mode. I'm like, please be careful. Have fun. Text me, all that stuff. That's about it. I don't go too far with it. I don't say send me a snap every 5 minutes, or send me a snap of who you're with. I don't know. I don't do that. Again, this goes back to the previous question. Yes, I will get jealous kind of, but I'm thinking, that they dress how they want to dress, Yeah. If it's they're blatantly showing their body parts, then that's a little different. I'm like, hey, are you sure about this? I don't know, but I would be a little iffy about it. But I mean, that's what they want to wear, so I'm just gotta trust that they proceed
Her
well.
body.
You see?
Right.
Yeah, she's allowed to do whatever she wants with it.
I'm not saying she's not allowed to, but
it
it also doesn't mean that I can't feel a little uneasy about what they're wearing.
It's not your body.
No. I know.
In my case,
So what if someone?
Because what I'm afraid of is other people disrespecting her from what she's wearing. That's what I'm concerned.
Wow.
see, I wouldn't be mad at my girl for dressing, I'd be like, yeah, do it. It's your body. Be confident, show that off. It's you. But I will be concerned, and I've been in this situation before where I will be concerned about how other people are going to treat her, especially guys. Because I know there's a lot of guys out there that don't have any respect. So even if the girl has a boyfriend, so I'd be more concerned about that than what she's doing. But again, if she's going out with friends, I'm like, all right, tell your friends to keep an eye on you. I hope you have fun, be safe. But
Sorry, on the other side, say it's Halloween weekend and someone is dressing like your significant other is just dressing provocatively. Say they're a character from the Jersey Shore and they're not wearing a shirt. They're a lifeguard. What would you do? How would you feel about that?
It's their body. If they're happy with it, then that's their thing. You know what I mean? I think everyone should be allowed to dress as comfortably as they want. And if that's something they want to do, it's on them, and it's not my place to judge. Even if that person is my significant other.
right, so it's the thing. So you're okay with them dressing as they want, but what if you're a guy, he was without a shirt, and say you come to the party and you see a bunch of girls just looking at him, just feeding.
Is he doing anything?
And no, he's not doing anything, but what if a girl comes up, what if a girl comes up and approaches him and tries to flirt?
That's my man.
I don't care.
That's
He
right,
better know better, that's all.
They can't do anything. That's my man.
No, wait, there is a difference between flirting and talking.
I'm saying flirting.
So, Jay, what do you feel about this? How do you feel about it?
I feel like women could dress however they want. You just have to know your significant other. I know my significant other, if I dress a certain type of way, she wouldn't feel comfortable with it. And that's something that I'm willing to accept, so that's something that I wouldn't do. And it's vice versa. If she dresses a certain type of way, and I feel a type of way, then she knows and she wouldn't dress that way. So just knowing your significant others, but I feel like women could dress any way they want. But in a relationship, it's different. So you gotta compromise some way.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's common sense too. I don't know. If you're dressing provocatively all the time, then obviously there's something iffy, I think.
There's a difference between
Goes back to being a sexual object.
It all comes back together, right? It all comes back together.
Oh, there's a bunch of gray areas. You just can't help it.
Let's see if this one ties in as well. Okay. So, do you think there are any jobs that only men or women can do?
No.
We clearly know that. Not true.
Okay.
Wait, only men or women? So, like only
women
just...
can only be nurses.
Yeah.
Oh.
Occupation.
I mean, I don't know why. I feel like I know how I want to answer it, but I feel like it's gonna come out wrong.
No, just say it.
So
We're
wait.
listening.
So we're saying that there are jobs that only women and/or men can.
No. Do you think that there are only jobs? Like, so, for example, do you think that only a woman can be the caretaker of children?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So yeah, my answer is no.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I wanted to say no. I wanted to say no. I just wanted to make sure I knew what the answer was, or the question was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think men can be just as compassionate as women can, and I think women can be just as strong as men can. And we're often put into roles where like we're told that that's not true, but I think time and time again it's being proven that it's not.
Yeah. Oh, social construct.
Yeah.
I've seriously heard about I've heard of stay-at-home dads and moms that just work their butts off to, you know, provide for the family while the dad stays at home. I mean, I've heard of that before, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Heck, I'll take care of the baby and play video games. Why not? And clean the house too. You know, I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
I think that whole notion of like guys can only do this job and girls can only do this job is definitely something from the older generations, because I think as our generation is realizing that that's not true, that's just a bunch of crap. Because like if I think about in my field, actually one of the first computer scientists is technically a woman, and so but for like years and years and years, it was like thought that it was only like a man's job to be like an engineer or all that stuff, a scientist. But no, that's not true.
I kind of agree with you. Generationally, like, I think in certain fields, though, it's still like kind of like a pause. Because maybe not in our generation that everybody agrees, but in the sports media field, it's still divided, honestly.
Yeah.
And like the way we still teach our kids, like girls do have a curve in science. You know what I mean? Like we're discouraged from going into scientific fields at a very young age. You know, and there's a reason why we still have like these advocacy clubs and unions to kind of just promote that for each gender. Like there's still a gender wage gap, you know. But I think that if you look at it like quantitatively, like a woman is just as capable of doing the same job a man is, and vice versa.
Yeah, I feel like our generation and the generation behind us is like, I think we're gonna break that stereotype. I think that's really a past.
Yeah, and we're
whole
still working on it.
generation,
There's
yeah,
still like a
idea.
lot of work to be done, but it's on an upward trend.
Yeah.
It's not there yet, but we're working on it.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next
lot of
topic here. I know, right? I mean, I was expecting to have like some heated discussions, but it's been very level-headed. Everyone's
Yeah, just wait until that one question that comes up
I
that
know, I'm
really
gonna jinx
divides
it.
us.
I don't know. I feel like okay.
Oh God.
Who do you think are better at communicating, guys or girls?
I think it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Another even question,
Oh, it's because it's
ladies
true.
and
Like,
gentlemen.
Wow, this is difficult.
I feel like it depends on like the individual. It's like
Yeah.
literally like your way of communicating. So like,
yeah,
it's
I've talked to some girls that cannot text for crap, and sometimes I can't do it either. And I've met some people that definitely can't text and are always, you know, communicating to
Like
me.
learning each other and like kind of finding that balance. Like me, when I get into a fight, I have to hash it out right then and there. I have to get out all my emotions. Like you're just gonna have to take it. And I know most people aren't like that, but like I am. So it's like finding that balance and learning that middle ground.
I'm not a fan of texting at all.
Well, when you say communication, like, how broad is this question? Because there are some things that irk me about women when it comes to talking about problems or issues that need to be talking in a relationship. And a lot of guys can agree with this. I've asked them that sometimes we want you to just be straightforward with us, be direct with us. tell us
But
what
we're
you
not
feel.
straight.
Tell us what we did wrong. But y'all assume
tell you
that we
exactly
will know
what's
what you
wrong.
did wrong. We don't know.
Erica started it.
God damn it.
Men are much more direct.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
No, it is not.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
women-
No, it's-
women always
I'm
like
telling you directly
like
right
to
now.
work
You-
that
their
is
way.
bullshit.
You're the first one
They
then.
like to work their way around things, and they don't just tell us. They want us
That's
to
not true.
figure it out. You play
It
games.
depends.
Oh,
Because
it
you should
depends
have
on the
what-
girl.
I'm supposed to be neutral. I can't.
Or against three. This is not fair. Where's the director to speak to them?
Like, I've even asked my friends that are girls. I'm like, yo, like, why do you guys do this? And they're like, well, we just because you guys should know. We're like, no, like I've talked to them about this, and a lot of them have told me.
Y'all let that marinate for a while.
Yeah.
That's like weeks
You
worth
just
of anger
putting
that comes
cheese
out.
on the pizza. You just keep putting cheese. Keep putting cheese. Keep putting
Honestly,
cheese. You
yeah.
don't put it in the oven. You don't tell us yet. You just keep putting cheese.
And then y'all get mad when we keep asking what's wrong, when we clearly know that something is wrong.
When we stop
Yeah.
completely.
So it's like, what do you want us to do?
I have no problem directly telling you what exactly you messed
See,
up.
That's good.
wow.
That's
I will
you.
always
Wow.
tell you
Typically,
exactly
women-
what is wrong. And that is exactly how my mother is and my entire family.
I can
the
honest-
family I grew up in.
I can honestly say you're the first one
That's
that
bullshit
I know.
too.
No,
Me and my entire
in my,
friend
you know,
group.
in my personal experience, you're the first one that I've met that says that. But
He knows about something that happened like 3 months ago. For real. Like, it's not recent. So whatever happened recently.
You already forgot.
Nah, whatever happened recently, we're not gonna talk about it until like January. If it happened now, you gotta marinate. Like,
Oh,
for real.
God.
That's exactly how it
Yeah,
is.
that throws us so off when you bring something from like just way back. You just dig deep.
Oh, to play devil's advocate for a second.
Uh-oh.
So, when I don't, okay, so, but sometimes, even though you can be straightforward, there are certain expectations that you have in a relationship, and while you might not understand or realize that there's an issue with it, it's kind of common sense at times. And I'm not saying that like in a very direct or judgmental way, but sometimes it's a matter of like, wow, we are in a relationship and you haven't texted me in like a week. Like, yeah, and that kind of thing. Like, that's more so common sense.
this goes back to the thing of guys mature slower than girls and
we agreed
women,
that we
and
were-
and we agree that we're oblivious to things, and we are like not dogs, but like you gotta tell us direct
Oh, you're
what
just
you
ruining
want.
So
Sometimes.
essentially in
always the case,
relationships,
though.
make sure you're always communicating because men are oblivious.
That's such a stereotype.
It's such a stereotype.
It's
Such
a
an
stereotype.
excuse.
Nah,
Petty.
that's probably you.
I give my girlfriend all the attention, so I mean, I don't.
No, I mean no.
It's more than just attention. Sometimes, like,
It's not about
if
attention.
you discuss something and you're like, hey, this really bugs me. Like, do the dishes. I don't like ants in the house, and if you don't do the dishes, you best believe I'll be mad.
See that's
Yeah.
see like that's okay. I mean like no, but like again back to the point is like some girls don't tell us what's wrong right
But
away.
if there is prior communication, you're like, oh, babe, like, I really just like a clean household. And I know that you're messy and I love you, but I need a clean household. And if we tell you that and then you leave dirty dishes,
There are
I
different
think we
levels
found
of
the trigger
confrontation. When it's something like that, I will definitely respond to that. The first sign of something that's going south, I'll be like, okay, let's fix it.
I think this is
Yeah.
trying to go south. So let's change the topic. So, should you post your significant other? Why or why not?
Post. It's
You
like
don't
social media.
have to.
Yeah,
There's this huge stigma about, if you're with someone, you should post about them, or why don't you post about them a lot? Like, no, you post about them as much as you want, and if you don't want to do it at all, you don't do it at all. I mean, I've seen a variety of different Instagram pages with, people that have significant others, and, for every, like, say, 3 pictures, they post something about their significant other, or it could be for every 10 pictures,
I agree with that.
they post something about their significant other. Like, sometimes, like, I don't know, it's really a matter of what you want to post. It doesn't show how much you appreciate them. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, social media, you don't need social media to show how much you care about that person. I personally don't feel the need to excessively share about how much I love this person, because I don't know, like, yeah, it's nice to share with the world, but like one time is fine, a couple times, but like don't constantly just
think it also goes to like cultural backgrounds, like if you want to relate that, like some like cultural backgrounds, like personally, like my parents get very uncomfortable about like me posting about my significant other. Like it takes me a while to even tell them, like I have to be dating someone for at least like 6 to 9 months before I even like drop that person's name as a significant other. And like I just think that a lot of people don't necessarily understand that, because in my family, like dating isn't a thing. You get married. Like if you want to commit to someone, you get married. So like you also have to like understand that there are differences with families and things like that.
Raven, what do you think about that?
I mean, I kind of agree with like everything. It's just like a lot. Like social media now today, you could do the hashtag relationship goals and like that's cute or whatever, but at the same time, like you see a perfect couple on Instagram, you don't even know what's going on in their household. So I feel like at the end of the day, like Gian said, and like everybody's saying, like, yeah, you can post it whenever you want. It still doesn't show how much you love that person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Let's get this straight though. Girls post a lot more about their significant others than guys do. That's my opinion on that.
I don't think
That
so.
depends on the
I don't
really
think so.
does.
And honestly,
Even then, I think.
I mean, personally, I think like it's okay to post about them, but don't do it like every day or like so excessively, because like I don't know, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to show to other people that you love that person. Like as long as the person knows that you love them, then that's all that matters. And honestly, I think it should be between you and that person, and that's it. Like
not you and the rest of the world.
that's why it's called a relationship. It's between you two. And I also read this study too that apparently like people that post a lot about their significant other on social media actually end up having not as good as of a relationship as they make it out to be. Kind of faking it.
So what do you feel about this?
I like my relationship inclusive. I like it just between us. I feel like our relationship shouldn't be broadcast to like the rest of the world. It should just like other people should see from the outside our relationship, but they shouldn't know like what's happening within the relationship. So
Right.
I feel like once other people start knowing what's happening in the relationship and start like interjecting, and that's when like things go south. So
Too many cooks.
Yeah.
Ruin a stew.
All right, well, that goes back to the social media discussion from before. So this is going to be our last question tonight. So, do you think that pop culture makes us materialistic? Think of the Kardashians.
Absolutely. I think especially like hip hop culture and stuff like that, like, people like the Migos, Cardi B, all these people, like you see a lot of people trying to get diamond chains, Versace, only the designer, and then they still have, I don't know, non-designer shoes on. It's like stuff like that. So I think it does.
You should be buying.
I think Cardi B posted a video of her 10 cars last week. If anyone else follows her on Instagram, I definitely do. It's entertaining, but how do you feel about this?
I think a lot of it, like Cardi being like when people become big after being so far like in the dirt, so to speak, or poor, like it's new money. It's not really to try to get people like, oh, look at me. I think it's like them saying like, look, I really made it. So I think in the beginning of a struggle of becoming, I don't know, not
But
rich,
big.
but big. I think that's the thing, and I think that we look on it and it's like, oh, I want to be like them, but they're just like happy that they got something new.
Yeah.
So I think it's half and half.
I mean, and like I feel like that's okay for these people that came up from the bottom to, I guess, be proud of what they've accomplished and all that type of stuff. But like, I don't know. I guess it's up to the individual and the people who see that to decide whether they want to be influenced by it or not. And honestly, I think for the most part, a lot of people are just influenced by it and they don't even know it. Like I have some cousins in Texas, and like they're so materialistic. Like they always post like how much money they have and how they got this and that, and it's just like, yo, like that doesn't even matter, bro. Like that's all right, cool. But I don't know. I wish that our generation was more involved in things in issues that actually matter, things that should be talked about, as opposed to talking about sports, talking about the Kardashians, talking about Cardi B and Nicki. I feel like those things don't matter. Those things don't affect us personally. We should be talking about things that do politics, climate change, science, things that matter.
All right, let's make this a little tricky. So who do you think is more materialistic, women or men?
That's
Yeah, depends. Yeah, it's 50-50. Because again, my cousins in Texas, they're both guys, and they're
guys
hella
have their
materialistic.
like sneaker fetishes. It's like
Yeah.
it's so like.
It's like different things that they're.
Chains,
Mhm.
girls have the shoes, the clothes,
The bags.
the bags.
Yeah.
It really depends on the
Yeah.
person. That's not a gender thing. I think in the past maybe girls used to be a little bit more materialistic, and like that was a stereotype. But like it really does go both ways.
It's different in different ways because
Mhm.
y'all could probably just like you said in the past, girls would probably got like the shoes, the clothes, but guys would probably spend their money on like
Cars.
So, like,
Yeah.
But then we just do it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's true. I think like the fashion industry has become a lot more inclusive. But yeah, no, it's true. Like I think everyone has a tendency to be materialistic. So it really does go both ways. But
Honestly, what I think we've learned from this entire discussion is that if we sit down and you have a mature intellectual conversation with your counterparts, like on the different side of male and female, we'll learn that really the difference in gender isn't that crazy. And if anyone looks at it with a level head, you could definitely have a very mature conversation that will get somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Balanced out.
Yeah.
I mean, today at least it's balanced out a lot more compared to the past.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much to you all for sharing your opinions and having a very meaningful conversation tonight.
Thanks.